cutting force out there. Look, sorry I haven't been much. Had a lot going on. I have been trying to relocate. Got some other things going on as well. It's that time of the year where I'm just exhausted. But anyhow, a lot of product reviews to do soon. Sophia here is getting a lot of attention, which is nice, right, girl? Yeah. The main reason why I wanted to make this video really quick, I'm in this neighborhood and I'm walking around. It's a new location, and I see something rare, and I had a tear in my eye. Right over here at this house, these people do nothing. So I saw some kids cutting the grass, and I said, that can't be what that can't be what I think it is. I'll probably go up, somebody might hear me. Right over here, I'm not going to show it because I'm so famous, people might see it. I'm just joking. Ain't nobody going to ever see this in this neighborhood. So the kids were cutting grass, and got Sophia over here. She's checking it out, right? And first of all, thank you for the subs. We reached 2,000 subs last week or so, and haven't really had a chance to make a live video because where I'm at, the reception is horrible, and I can't upload videos because I'm down on the hill. The thing is, I was talking to these kids. I saw them. I sat there, and I was like, "Wait a minute! We can't stare at kids too long. People might think we're weird." But I'm watching these kids, and I'm like, "They're cutting the grass. They got a golf cart as their vehicle, and one's cutting and one's trimming." And I was like, they act like they're adults. It was kind of cool. I was like, man, this is like my childhood. I remember that's how we were. I was like, you don't see that too much these days. So I'm in a new neighborhood now, and it's different. I have to say it's a little bit more closer to home, actually. So I guess people would act the same way more so than where I'm at currently before. And I was shocked. And I have to tell this story because it was so freaking awesome. So I'm watching them cut, and the ones like the grass is overgrown, obviously, and the kids like hit something in the grass with his weed whacker, ball battery stuff, and he's just like, oh man. I was just like, okay, yeah, they're getting real world experience, and so I'm watching the other one. I could tell which one's the boss, right? Because he's got the push mower, got the more expensive tool, and I walk past their vehicle, and I hear the one say, got keys? Got the keys? And I was just like, you know what? I'm so proud of you boys right now. I could give you a hug. I was thinking to myself, I mean, you're looking out for each other. You're both trying to make money, and you're worried about your vehicle getting stolen. I was like, damn, that's real world shit right there, right? I would be the same way. I'd be like, hey, you got the keys? Dude, this guy's staring at us, and he's walking by with his doggy. Well, you got keys? You better get the keys. And I was like, right, Sophia? Right? She says, yeah. So I'm sitting there watching them, and I had to turn around and say something to them. I was like, hey, you guys doing a good job. And they just automatically stopped. I was just like, okay. And they were like, yeah, we're cutting grass. I said, oh, how long you been doing this? It's a couple minutes. I was like, wow, this is their first job. Now, they did it before, but they really stopped doing it. So it's their first job. And I was like, I feel proud to witness these kids' first job. I wish I could have videoed it, but you can't video kids. Come on. Without going to jail. So I'm talking to them and mentoring them a little bit and giving them some pointers and stuff, and they were like, right away they could tell. I said, I cut grass and I had my Kawasaki shirt on, so maybe they saw that. And it was so cool, just the conversations that came out of their mouth. It sounded like they were really into this. I don't know if they're YouTubing, watching, or whatever, or they really want to do it, but what they were saying, they were like, yeah, we got gas, we got battery, wasn't sure whether or not to go gas or to go battery. And I was like, man, you're talking just like we do. I was like, wow, I didn't say that, but I was thinking to myself, you guys talk just like we do. And so I said, yeah. I said, no, you're doing fine. I said, what you're doing right now with the battery, I said, that works good for you because you're kids and you can't go out to the store to go get gas. So that's awesome, And I was like, I'm proud because this generation is actually hope. There's kids out here, and I got to get more into this to tell you the reason why I want to talk about this and why I'm so proud. because as I'm talking to them, he actually asks the right questions. He said, "Hey, how do you edge with this?" I could tell which one was the boss because he was cutting the grass. He grabbed the weed whacker from the other kid, and he said, "How do you edge with this?" No, they're probably 12 years old. I don't know. They look like they're in middle school, whatever. They're young, and they got a golf cart, a gas golf cart, all souped up, jacked up. So it's their parents' golf cart, obviously, but they're getting around. And so I said, "Well, you flip it up on its edge like that." He's like, "Well, how you do it?" I said, "Well, hold on, let me show you." And then I showed them how to do it, and he tried it, and I tried to get him to do it again, and it was the battery-powered stuff that he was using was absolutely garbage. It's cobalt, and the string only comes out like this far. Because I was trying to tell him to make the string go out farther. He's like, "What are you talking about?" I looked at the guard on the back. It's like, it can't go out any farther. It's like, manufacturers, you make this battery-powered stuff, at least make it real. That's why I like, you got to look at it. I mean, it had okay power, but it had no power. But they had a Ryobi mower, and the grass was all, they were cutting in zigzag line. They didn't know where they were going. And I had said, "Listen, if you go in a straighter line," I didn't say go in a straight line. I said, "Go in a straighter line on the path, go back and forth." I said, "The grass will look better." He goes, "Yeah, I wouldn't say this yard looks good if I had to do it myself." I mean, they're talking like they're adults, like they're grass cutting guys, right? And I didn't think that he knew that the yard looked like shit. But no, he knew the yard looked like shit, and here's why. And he's smart. He said, "Well, we're doing this for cheap." And I was like, goodness gracious, they got the same lingo. I said, "Well, what's cheap?" He said, $40. And I was like, these kids actually know their prices. I was like, holy crap. That is cheap for that yard and at the height it was. I said, he knew exactly what to charge. I was like, oh my God, these kids they're not stupid. Like, literally, I was proud. I had a tear come out of my eye. I was like, I'm proud. I was proud, for our industry. You know what I mean? I was like, that's one for our industry. I mean, these kids were smart about it. They knew that was cheap. I mean, I guess they're more in tune to the value of money because they never saw what we saw. So they're seeing it right now. But they knew that yard was a $50 to $60 yard. And I was like, wow, these kids know their stuff. I don't know if they're getting it from YouTube or their parents told them or somebody, but they know their stuff. So they did it just to get the job, and I was very proud of them. Well, here's the kicker to the story, okay? So I'm leaving, getting ready. I'm talking to him by the weed whacker, and he's using it, and I'm trying to, teach him how to do it again. Other kids, they live 2 houses down, right? And they're walking up, and they're kind of like, what's going on here? They just steal a job? Am I really thinking what I'm seeing? I'm like, yeah, I think they stole this job from these kids, right? Because these kids go up and they're like, one kid who goes, "So, are you new landscapers around here?" I was like, they're 12 years old, man. He's calling them out. I was like, okay, he's calling out the landscapers. All right, these kids got lingo and they know what they're talking about. I was like, okay, this is pretty cool. And they were saying, oh yeah, I heard back and forth, right? So he leaves, he goes back, and I take my dog, Sophia, and we go walk. So I'm passing by the kids that were questioning, and I heard them saying in their conversation, they're getting $50. They're like, man, that's good. I'm like, holy crap. I was like, so the kid even told the other kid that he was making more than what he was making, just like we do. We mess with each other, I do that all the time. When someone goes on my way and like, hey, what are you charging over here? Oh, $80. Make them feel bad, because I'm only getting like 60. I was proud of this new generation coming up. If that's something to say, maybe it's because we're going through hard times right now, and these kids are seeing it and feeling it too, or the parents are like, hey, get out there and cut some grass. I honestly don't think that's what it is. I think these kids are doing it on their own. I really do. I think that they just wanted to do something, and I'm proud of them. I really am proud of them. And next time I see them, I'll probably give them some more pointers. Heck, I might even try to find some equipment to give them if I have some sitting around. The problem is, they're going to want gas, and they're going to want battery, because that's what the new generation is going to be. I was thinking about that prior also. It's like, the battery is the future. It's for us, it's a it's a headache and a pain in the ass. But for the next generation coming up, and the ones already starting, they're so used to everything battery that gas to them is going to feel archaic. Okay, if they have the option, because the battery's cleaner, it's more friendlier to use. You know, they're going to want to use them. They're not even going to want to buy the gas. It's just going to be for us commercial guys that are going to be wanting the gas. Homeowners are not going to want the gas, except for people who have big properties and older folks who love with the gas. They're going to want it. I see it all day long. I see people throwing out gas lawnmowers all the time, and I pick them up sometimes and then try to use them and stuff. But you know, see it all the time. You know, see it all the time. And so anyway, now that you stuck around for this, I'll show you Sophia. Sophia, the long care doggy, and we're going for a ride. We're going to pick up our equipment at the old place, and so that's what we're doing right now. And we're going to get to work today. Took the day off yesterday because it was kind of a messy day. But yeah, she's been doing good, and she's gaining weight. She's 60 pounds now. She's becoming a big girl. She's a big girl now. She is. Yeah, I got some videos. She likes to get on a lawnmower. We go for rides around the neighborhood sometimes. She likes that. But she likes lawnmowers, and even when I was talking to those kids, you know, she was wanting to. She got attracted by the mowers, the sound of the mowers and stuff. So she likes it because she sees me doing it. So yeah, we're getting ready to go home here. I'll go back to the other house, and we've got a storage area to get our stuff now. So a lot of things are changing for this time around, and you know, it's just what it is. But I want to say thank you very much to everybody who has subscribed and are subscribing to this channel. If you're a YouTuber and you understand the struggles of how we are trying to stay afloat, if you want to do it anymore, if it makes sense, you know. So that's what's been going on. Do I even keep doing the YouTube thing anymore? But I do want to shout out to HIPA, or HIPA, but it's actually called HIPA. It's High Performance Parts. They're an aftermarket part company. You can get them on Amazon. You can go to their direct website, which is hypastore.com. Use my code CUTFORCE10 and save 10% on your order. It actually works. So, and their shipping is fast. And they have free shipping on most of their stuff, which is nice. So if you have Amazon and you don't have Prime, just go straight to their website. You can get free shipping. Don't quote me on all the free shipping stuff, but everything I've ordered was shipped for free. So I don't know exactly. I'm not an affiliate for the company. I just did some things for them, and they sponsor me. And look, I'm not a big YouTuber, okay? I'm not a big content creator, and they took the time and effort to put their interest in me, and that I am forever grateful for it. So if I ever become a big YouTuber, I am going to shout them out 100% because they saw something. But this hearsay. But yeah, we did get 2,000 subscribers now, so that's awesome. It was at 2004. Somehow we lost 3. I don't know. They just get lost there every once in a while. But yeah, I'm going to make some more content soon. Time comes around that I can. Constantly busy, just keeping up with the move and different things going on. I got a lot going on in my life right now, so it's very hard for me to do anything. And of course, YouTube is advertising us content creators to start making some more lives to stream on the phone. So I said, well, hey, why not? If they're asking for it, maybe they'll push it out. Slow down here and got a speed camera. We got these damn speed cameras around by the schools. They look like the robot from the Jetsons. I want to go there at night and put those air conditioning coils on its hand, make it look like hands. I'll get PVC pipes and cut them out and make like C's so it looks like it's a hand. And get an apron, put it on it, and say, Jetson, you're late for work, or something like that. I don't know. I just think it'd be funny. It's Halloween coming up anyway. They probably wouldn't care. That's just how my brain works. I always think of ideas and things to do, and I'm too chicken to do anything. Oh, here's the property over here that I did for, you know what, let's drive by it really quick. This is the old neighborhood. I did this for free at first, and then they would pay me to do it. And this is what I wanted to get at with why I'm a little on the fence about all the free grass cut videos and stuff that you see. I know it makes great content, okay? It does. It's actually kind of neat to see, but it's hard to grab all of the video footage and have time to do it. So here's a property right here. Now look, I'm gonna come over here. If you know in the neighborhood, I'm sorry, okay? But these people, like everybody else who doesn't cut their grass, they just take advantage of us. And they wanted to cut every 3 weeks. So I was gonna cut it again this year, but their in-laws were here and they were like, no way, not for that price. I'll do it myself. So it took them 3 days to cut the grass with a push mower, electric push mower, battery. And then they left. Well, you think that the owners would have done something themselves. No, look, take a look at this grass. Look how big, how high this is. Can you see it? Look at this shit. Now, I did this whole thing. Okay, I got video footage that I never posted because I was going to try to get on board back again with the free grass cut stuff and the high overgrown, and I don't have time to video. But the insanity of these people who do nothing for their property. I say this in my head all the time. I'm walking my dog and look at that wasted real estate. Wasted real estate. Why are you living in a home with property? Somebody else could live there. You're upping the value of the market by these houses just selling so damn fast, and then you get into them and you do nothing. You don't even. I didn't know that the grass actually grows. You should be living in a townhome or living in a condo or an apartment or one of those stupid new homes that they build in these homes that are like right next to each other and they have no property. That's where you need to live. Because there's not enough of us guys that are going to do it for free, first of all. Okay. And there's not a lot of contractors that are going to do it for nothing. And in this neighborhood, kids don't go around cutting the grass. So it's either you do it your damn self or you're going to pay for it. And you're going to pay for it big because we're not doing it for nothing. Okay? Now, if I want to make a video, yeah, but it's kind of redundant because they're never going to go back and do it themselves. So you made a video, you make money on it, if you do make money on it. You just make content, you grab viewers and all this bling and everything from them, and these guys do it. What happens after that? Do you go back and cut it again? No, nobody goes back and cuts those grasses again. I've actually gone back and cut them, and they've paid me, but the thing is, it's like, then they realize that they're not going to cut the grass themselves anymore, and they don't want to pay for it. So I guess the word is redundant. I'm not backing in here. I'm trying to back in to get my stuff. So I still have my stuff at the old place. I'm just paying a rent here to 2 places now. I got a business property and I got a home, so I'm splitting things up a little bit here. Because I'm just sick of this neighborhood. Sick of it. Anyway, so yeah. So I didn't see there's people in here. Said hi. Okay, cool. I'm looking here. I didn't see everybody in here. I didn't know that we're down there at the bottom. Well, hello everybody. Thank you for coming in. I appreciate it. I can't. Something's wrong with my phone. I can't access the. You used to be able to do it before. I can't see how to do that now. I just see them on the bottom. I don't see the comments like it used to come up. It's coming up differently now. Some of it's in different languages, so I can't understand it. Oh, no, that's not it. Okay. I don't know what that is. Said hi and hello. That's all I see. Is there any more? Anyway, so yeah, so I cut all the old folks in this neighborhood. That's a generation. That's another conversation I wanted to get into. There's a generational gap, and that's why we're in business. That's why we're doing this for a living. Generation, I'll say the boomers, they're old now, and they like their yards to be cut nice, clean. They feel like they need their yard to look good. It puts a stigma on them. They don't park their cars all through it and everything. There's not campers and trash everywhere, And if they do, it's so you can't see it. And then you have my generation, and right above me and right below me, that doesn't keep up their yards unless they like to do that. And I see that, and it's disturbing, because we have, not me, but we, our generations, have destroyed the values of the properties, and we made everything look like shit. It's like an I don't care attitude and mentality. So they don't want to cut it, and the generation right below me does nothing. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. They do nothing. They got it too well. So the next generation, I guess that's the millennials, they actually do nothing. The Z's and the millennials do nothing. The Generation X, like my generation, a lot of us don't do nothing either. But we actually get out there, and we're the ones doing a lot. Most of us are doing most of the work to clean it up. So there are some pockets of new kids coming in, but in a whole, the generational gaps is crazy. I see it everywhere. I see it in all the yards that I cut. You know, I study this stuff in my head, and I'm like, I see it all the time. The older folks, the boomers and beyond, they really liked the picket yard fences. They like the clean edges. I mean, that's how this neighborhood is. And so the older folks, they like it. Even the ones that can't afford it, they go out there, and I see them still trying to cut the grass. And it's like, I asked them, do you want me to cut it for you? They're like, no, I got it. 80 years old. I said, okay, no problem. But you can tell they're not letting it go crazy. Now you have that house that I showed you. They're in their 30s. They both make okay money, but they can't go out there and cut the grass. And I hear a lot of times, some of them are like, oh, I can't go out. I'm not going out in that heat and picking up that dog poop. I can't do it today. You have to come back another day to cut the grass. I'm like, you have dogs. I have dogs. That's a job that you have to do. It's not that hot out. Okay? And I get that from all different other, I could go on and on with gripes, you know what I mean? But it's crazy. But yeah. So fall is starting up here. The leaves are just starting to come down. And might be buying some new equipment for the year. I don't really quite yet know if I want to pull the trigger or not. But we'll have to get to a conversation later. I got to get to going here. And Sophia, the doggy, I don't know if I want to make a separate channel just for her, like I was going to, but she's been a good girl. You know, she's had a couple injuries here and there. We'll have to talk about. Yeah, she hurt her nails really bad, and had a couple ear infections. Yes, she did. But I'm gonna get going here. I'm gonna take her for a walk around the old neighborhood and get the mower hooked up and go and cut some grass. And you ready to go for a walk? She's like, you stop talking? Will you stop talking, please? She hit me right. She bit me right there. I got a third eye now. Yeah, that's the spot you hit me right there. See, that's the spot you got me. Right there, she got me. Yeah, we were playing rough, and then she put her head up really fast, and it was like, bam! I was like, ow, that hurt so bad. I mean, it hurt really, really bad. Covering up. It's like a third eye now. Alrighty. Remember, stay sharp, my friends. Dull blade won't cut it. The cutting force is with you. Yeah, I gotta remember how to shut this thing